So I was sitting watching videos on YouTube and came across this thing that told me about EWA apps, which is a thing called earned wage access. And what this is it's like a payday loan, but it isn't, right? Because you're taking money from your pay that you would normally have to wait for until the end of the month, but just getting it sooner in return for a small fee, which sounds entirely reasonable. But at the end of the day, it's just a payday loan in prettier dressing. You're just going to be getting money that you've earned early, which a lot of these apps use as justification to say that it's not a loan because it's not credit. Because you'll be accessing money that you'll earn, it skirts around a whole bunch of guidelines that are meant to be there to protect you, because the EWA firms say that it doesn't count as borrowing. Because at the end of the day, if someone is lending you money, they're going to be making money off you somehow, even if it doesn't seem like an unfair arrangement at first. They're not doing you a favour at the end of the day. They're there to make money no matter what. They just package it up in a way that makes it seem entirely reasonable and like you're not actually getting a loan, because you don't have to sign a credit agreement or anything like that, right? You just agree to the app's terms and conditions. And let's face it, whoever reads those? And because they have access to your wages directly, often through your employer, it means that you don't get a choice about when you pay the money back. They just take it, regardless of whether you actually are in a position at the end of the month when payroll happens to afford for that money to be deducted or not. As annoying as credit tests are, they're kind of there in a way to protect you, because it sucks if you can't get credit, right? If you're skint and you need money, but if you're skint, you also need to not be exploited, and that's exactly what these apps are doing. And the really horrifying thing is that some of these apps even ask you for a donation or a tip, and actually when you really dig into it, the amount of money that they get from you if you offer a donation, and then the amount of money that they actually end up passing on to whatever organisation it is they say they're collecting on behalf of, they only give a fraction of the amount that they collect from you. If you need an app to be able to get through the month, or a payday loan to be able to get through the month, what you actually need is better wages. And that sucks, because being on a low income is hard. What we all need are systems that don't leave you broke 2 days after payday. And I've been there. In my 20s, I was so broke at one point that I was working 2 jobs. One was a cash in hand job in a pub, because I had got broke, borrowed some money, couldn't afford to pay it off, so my bank said, hey, how about we consolidate it all into one big loan? And then of course the same thing happened again and again. And it got to the point where I was so broke that I had to borrow a colleague's Boots Advantage card to get lunch 2 days after payday. The thing that really frightened me is that people are getting financial advice from sites like TikTok. Influencers and social media, these are not the places for good, solid financial advice. Please stop and just pause. If you're thinking about using one of these apps and you haven't yet, please just stop and pause for a moment and talk to any one of the organisations who will offer you free financial advice. There's several in the UK. I'll put links to them in the description below. But the best people to talk to are Money Helper, Citizens Advice, and the leading debt charity in the UK, which is called Step Change. As I said, I'll put links to all of these and as many more as I can find in the description below. So please just don't trust things like TikTok for financial advice, because the things that you're seeing on there are paid adverts. And if someone is paying to advertise their products, that means that they have something that they're trying to sell. And if they're trying to sell something, that means they're trying to get money from you, make money off you. These are all big multi-million-pound corporations who don't care about the individual people using them. They just care about making their shareholders profits. Please stay safe and protect yourself as best you can.